Drinks. Join us for tonight's. Survived another day. So, all right. Looks like the stream is working finally. Jeez. Not sure what's been going on recently. Okay, so the center of the universe is going to connect to that energy, channel that energy, like their point of view of what we're going through. Obviously, that might, I'm not sure how that's going to sound and all that. So it doesn't mean they're going to mock us or anything like that. But the first thing that came through, like it was connected just for a second. Now they can feel the suffering, what's going on the planet. So they can feel screams or the tension that's happening here. so, yeah, every day we wake up in the morning. Jeez. Literally. So New York City is doing the lockdown, taking away rights, showing its true colors, and freaking disgusting. Yeah. Being the evil regime that it is, at least not all of it's bad, but there is corruption within the government. So a remote view that before I do a channeling on it and see what I get from that. And the other one's of Fiji. So the beings from Fiji, this is like an Arcturian energy, very friendly vibrations, and just to give out good vibes overall. So, there's something different. You can call them Fiji beings, call them whatever you want. Just have some fun with it overall. Let's see, center of the universe. Let's see, trying to pick up more on that. Oh yeah, I guess I should make notes. I don't make notes usually where things are, where I'm going with all this. So this might be for tomorrow, possibly. I might put in the title. So this might go on for like 10 years, just to let you know. It's a possibility. It doesn't seem like they're giving up anytime soon. It's hard to say. I'm not trying to put the vibe out there that it will, but it doesn't look like they're changing their course, especially what New York is going through and all that. You have to do something. I mean, you have to make our lives as difficult as possible. So eventually we'll go into a phase of actually seeing beings here, alien beings, eventually. It's just like sometimes the darkness has to start showing itself. Like I feel like the Middle Ages, I think it's before that, but it feels like we're going times similar to the Middle Ages, the energy I'm getting, where it's hard to say what we'll be seeing. I mean, people are already seeing dinosaurs every now and then. So that's a kind of a clue of what the dimensions that we're opening up. So it's just having this happen on a global level is a whole nother story. Eventually, we'll be able to see alien beings more clearly. It won't be just a few people I can see. It'll be a lot of people. But we're just not quite there yet. I mean, that's what we're here to do, really. It's just shift the vibration so we can have some kind of disclosure, maybe not in the way we thought it would be, just allowed to, see the other dimensions. So not to say it's going to happen anytime soon, but you never know. But so darkness showing itself like in New York City, and it's, I guess you can say, let it all show itself, and so we can get on with all this. So we just have to wait and see where this all turns into. Obviously, many that have lived in the physical for a long, who hasn't? But they're very physical connected. They're not interested in any higher frequencies, obviously. So, and there's Fritzy. Yeah. Just watching out for me. Just Wildcat. Yeah. fan in the background. So they're picking up a little bit. It's pretty funny. So I was having a comment private sessions. We have a scheduler here. We have the shop. On the 17th, I'm going really slow. Same situation here. Webinar behind social network behind the scenes. Yeah, and Wednesday I have a schedule change for next week. Because next week I'm going to be out in Orlando. I don't want to go, but I have to. So I guess I could get out of it, but it's not feeling right if I do that. So I could probably find a way around it, but just it feels like it's better if I go. So just for work, it's not I'm trying to get away from that place. So so I'll make a video about that. So webinars are going to be on different days. This week is still the same. Just trying to make it as confusing as possible. So anyway, I'll make a video about it. I already sent out emails about it. So all right. So may the insanity begin. I still feel the virus for 10 years. The reason I say that is because look at the propaganda of 9/11. They kind of kept pushing that forever. This is kind of the same thing. Of course, this is more like a health Gestapo. So there's obviously show the Nazi energy has not left at all. So it's alive. It's very much alive. So you see that with Australia. That's where I was going to challenge Australia, but they're trying to they want to take Australia and make United States that, or anywhere for that matter. New Zealand, Australia, want to do that everywhere. So I guess you can say they're lucky they can do it somewhere. Yeah, they almost want to shut everything down. They're just, it's not good. So New York City obviously is giving it a shot. So in some form. So it's gonna get the Wild West is not coming to an end anytime soon. It's not yet. Well, from what I feel, the darkness has to show itself. So people say the darkness is coming to an end, it's going to go away. But really, when it comes down to it, the more it reveals itself, obviously, there's probably other ways, but obviously it's trying to reveal itself. The more it comes out, the more maybe we can see more what's happening here. Our intuitive abilities will open up more. It's just like, okay, what kind of, how messed up is this place? It's pretty messed up, especially when you have creature beings. Insect beings, creature, just all kinds of, not just alien beings, just creatures. They're aliens, but they're not exactly the most attractive energy. So, I was going to show a picture of this, but Lilith, the myth of Lilith. So you look at Lilith and you visualize her like as a tree being. Not exactly she has bark around her, but it has tree energies. And she can, the power, because a lot of the trees here feel like they're connected to the universe, and it downloaded their energy here to, their chaos energy, something like that. But there are tree beings, humanoid tree beings out there. We have them here, obviously, but yeah. So anyway, I know it sounds a little bit weird with that, but anyway, at least I see something like Lilith, but as a tree being. So I always get the energy, and Lilith it's a demon basically. Well, we're kind of going through a demonic reality, so I know people think that the positive is on its way, and it is. But me think dark's going to go away. I'm not sure how that's going to go. Well, it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere anytime soon. So, all right, going to center of the universe. Oh yeah, New York City. I forgot. Okay. Let's see here. Just a real quick connection to New York. So obviously has a lot of mind control connected to it, and then billboards. There's actually a lot of zeta energies in the technology. Not necessarily always for a negative reason, New York City is definitely big on abductions, like human abductions, things like that. Human trafficking. Of course, Epstein's been there, but there is a major human trafficking energy there all through it. It's like almost like the center of it, like it runs it. Of course, those that are very wealthy are running it. Some, not all, obviously. Usually, it's the biggest high rises or the biggest buildings is where more of the traffic, at least the ones that are running it. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. Of course, they have connections to the government. Of course, the government is obviously covering things up and doing a fine job at it. Well, sort of. I don't think the government can't do anything about it. It's like they have to bow down. They have no choice. It's like what's doing all this is just complete evil, obviously. So I don't know. They say evil's going to go away. Have you been in New York City recently? That's before they're doing the mandates and everything. Yeah, man. Yeah, New York City feels like they're testing things. They want to do it nationwide, but obviously, I don't think they know they're going to do it. But they want to. They're trying to manifest it. It's not going to work. I don't think. So, but they are trying it. They are doing transhumanism energy somehow. I'm not sure how they're doing that, but it's people reliant on technology and not so much themselves because basically New York is a Archon entity, and yeah, it just wants to take souls and transfer it into his energy field, and it's just a big monster. Yeah, I think of like New York is almost like a hive mind. Obviously, not everybody's connected to that hive mind, but it's kind of like a hive mind. It's like, I mean, even something like New York has been on like a Zeta planet. Zetas can be seen as Archon beings. There are some that are Archon beings. Of course, you can say the same thing about reptilians. But a lot of Zetas have been taken over by Archons, no doubt about it. But not all of them are like that. It's like saying all humans are like that, or robots or whatever. It's like saying all humans are bad. New York City is obviously no surprise there. A lot of lies going on. Obviously, city, the main infrastructure of it, just the agenda. The New York government is obviously paid to manipulate humanity. They're just paid manipulators, obviously. Some of the governors have been cloned. This recent one I'm not sure about, but the other one definitely. The one that they just kicked out, yeah, he's been cloned several times. They can't seem to get a hold of him. Like he just does whatever the hell he wants. The Como that got kicked out, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, but her soul is just garbage from the beginning. It's just I don't think there's much good in him at all. There might be some things that are good, not much. I would say Como is a good example of the parasite energies that are in the universe. Of course, Epstein is involved with that, but there's something weird about Epstein. We're not getting the full story on that one. I mean, there's mind control there on him, definitely. You can tell it's kind of like he's kind of out of it. So there's something else going on with him. I mean, I don't think he's all bad. He's not great, but there's something else going on with that. Like he's been hijacked or some kind of CIA program or something like that. So anyway. All right. New York. Well, we'll just go into that energies like that. Okay. All right. We're going to the center universe. Compassionate energies, not to just tell us so we don't know what the hell we're doing. Yeah, we don't need that. Something that's put intentions to that's helpful, not just get your act together. And then you can reconnect to the universe. Like, yeah. Okay, blessings. Greetings to you, our consciousness of the universe. Your world is a teacher of other planets. It does take on more stress than it can handle, but it is transforming other worlds into a better place. Yes, it does. It did call in the darkness of the universe into itself. Let it be dark. It doesn't have all the darkness, but it has a great deal of it, as you can see. And yes, you are figuring out from a human perspective. It would be much easier if you were all just a bunch of alien beings physically instead of just as human. It does make things more complicated. If you're just Palladians, Syrians, Vandorians, cat people, you would at least have a little bit more of an awakening of how this all works. Because you're a human race, yes, it does make things more complicated. It's more mysterious. It's harder to solve basically your inner problems, your inner self. And to do that, obviously, is different for everyone, but to it's relax and know that you will find what is right for you. You will connect to the right person. Is it so many souls are in panic that they won't get what they want in life? And if someone, and we realize it's easier said than done, someone just to take it easy, just flow with their life and allow good things to occur. Yes, it will be bad. Of course, it's challenges. Well, it wouldn't be this planet without challenges. And to be thankful for those challenges, which is very difficult for many. Some of you are actually thankful every day, just not aware of it. You don't really think about that clearly. It's not, that's fine. You don't have to. But imagine many of you, when you think about it, you're automatically grateful. You kind of like set it in your energy field, which is good because it does help you get through the challenges in life. It's like I'm grateful for it, but I don't want to think about it. It just helps you, and yes, it might pull in more challenges. It's like, oh well, if you could take that, what about this other problem? And sometimes that happens. So, as a center of universe energy, we are, of course, there's many different alien species you've nowhere near have heard about ever. There are worlds where are trying to mimic yours and try to call the darkness to themselves, but they have not been. It's just they're not doing it in the way your planet. Your planet did it automatically. You can say it's it's like it was created. It was born to go through what it's going through at this point. Other planets have been trying to just make this world easier. It's like, give us some of your problems, at least 1, 2, 10% of your problems so we can deal with it. So this planet can have a break. Now, that's been going on for some time. You can say Mars had some of that. Venus in some ways, Jupiter in some form, but it didn't work with Jupiter so much. But Mars took on a great deal of it. Of course, when Mars went through the test of your world, they brought it back here and made this place even more complicated. So there's always going to be different answers to different truths. Truth, many are thinking that it's just one truth, but actually there are actually several. There are multi-dimensions here, there's multiple realities. Not all of you are on the same timeline. Yes, it's a little bit complicated here. So yes, you connect to your inner truth that works for you the best. What gets you through the day? What gives you self-fulfillment? Even there are many here, I imagine some of you have seen it, those that are living in a fantasy world, delusional reality. Some people feel like, yes, so positive, darkness cannot exist. And that's fine. That's the frequency they need to be at. And some have just nothing but chaos because they actually function better with seeing the chaos and ignoring it altogether. So there's just a lot of layers of growth that your world is going through. Seeing other people's perspectives. You are going into a more alien awareness in time, meaning that you'll see reptilian beings. Some of you are already doing this, and the numbers will increase. It's like some people are seeing these beings, and first off, they're adjusting to it, and then on an astral level, others decide if they want to go through it or hear it or snap out of the third dimension and go more into the astral realms that's here near physical. Some of you are connected, yes, to 8th, 9th, 10th dimension currently. You might not always be connected to it constantly, but you do bring in those vibrations. It's another reason why you escape timelines that you don't want or to get out of situations that are difficult. It's kind of like a good luck timeline. But as the center of the universe, obviously remaining consciousness altogether, we're not perfect either. We have a lot of difficulties. There are many worlds that do not want your planet to succeed. But many of you come here to know more, yes, on an astral level, know more about yourselves. So you might not have the aliens laying in their ships just yet, but you're connecting more to their frequencies and knowing more about their civilizations to give yourself a break for being here in the physical for such a long time. Some of you aren't used to having a physical body this long. Usually, you might go to 15 years old or 20 years old, 30 years old, 40 at the max. This whole thing of living long is very difficult for me, at least in this type of world reality. Yes, you can be a tall white being, live for 1,000 years, and that's totally different. They've learned from their stress. They've, like many other beings, they learned to avoid the problems of this world. But that does not mean that alien worlds can avoid, if they were attacked like your planet was attacked, we don't believe they would have survived either. It'd just be different. Yeah, your world just got everything hit at once. Well, it was more at once. No planet can survive what your world's going through. Some would be destroyed instantly. Yours is surviving it. But most planets don't get this type of attention, at least in a negative way that your world's going through. So blessings. Greece, New York consciousness. Of course, there's a lot of elitist energies to take away human rights. Because the only ones that should be walking the street are the elite families, not your peasants people. Well, at least that's what they think. Yes, they chose New York. New York was, yes, an astral city to program your world. So it was already designed in astral before it was ever created. It does come from other planets. Actually, much of New York City comes from the planet Mercury. Mercury has had its difficulties, has been a weaponized planet in its past, nothing like your planet. But think of like Mercury as a world as one time as a perfect planet. Not exactly perfect, but a utopia. And a lot of that utopian energy is brought here. But of course, it's being used as more of a dystopian reality. So Mercury does have what you call it, the Brave New World. It does have some of those elements connected to it. But it wasn't to the extreme of this planet would take it to. It does have a control factor. Of course, it's in your solar system. Their solar system is every planet in this solar system is a step towards your planet going into the direction it went into. So Jupiter has its darkness, Venus has its darkness, Uranus, and so on. It's all steps into, it all kind of led into what your world is now going through. And of course, there's Martian beings watching your planet, many different beings that are watching your Earth. They do assist when they incarnate, but not every alien being is successful in assisting you as a ground crew being. I mean, many aliens fail. It's another reason why, like your SpaceX, why sometimes their ships, their stuff explodes every once in a while. It's sabotage. But also, yeah, retaliation from some of those reptilian beings. There's different type of beings. But a lot of your aliens are within your space, SpaceX, all these little space little groups. A lot of your aliens are there. Obviously, good luck on picking them out. They're usually pretty well hidden overall. And usually don't get much attention to themselves. And how they do it, how they appear on your planet, they're not going to go into details, but they keep things pretty quiet. So there is going to be a space age renaissance eventually, seeing the early stages of it, but they're not about to pull that timeline just yet, but they are working towards it. Basically, all of a sudden, you have societies in space. All of a sudden, it's easy. Right now, they're making it hard. It's kind of like you're in the Wild West at this point, at least going into space. Of course, you're the Wild West of just being on your planet. Um, yes, that's not going to get much easier. Not yet. But as you are allowing more of yourselves to come through, New York City is showing, yes, the hive mind of darkness, yes, the arrogant beast. New York City does have many monsters within it, creatures, large ones, as big as, like you say, King Kong, or even larger than that. They're in other dimensions, but there's a yes, it's so many dark vortexes there. So basically, New York City was the structure of it. It was you take a utopian city once again that's very positive, and you bring it to your world, and you weaponize it. Of course, it's structured in such a way where it gets the egos of the human, the mindset of the human. This is what you need to be successful. You want all of these nice things, as many of you know, and it's just basically a hoax on your world. So many of you are in a spiritual development. As you know, you're going more of a simplistic self. This simplicity, you don't need all these fancy I mean, you might have crystals, but that's more for your inner healing. But more simple you see your world, the more simple you see realities around you. And that's what many of you are working towards. Yeah, it's like so many people have blockages. I can't see this, I can't see that. So can I see it from a simplistic point of view? Maybe you're making it too complicated. There are many that actually do that. Greetings to you. Yes, we are the consciousness of Fiji. Yes, we are on vacation all day, every day. And many of you are from our consciousness to bring a more of enlightenment here. Some of you are elephant beings. Think about an elephant being laying on a beach. Yes, getting some sun rays. Some of you, yes, do come from a simplistic reality. Yes, to enjoy the world. So a lot of Fiji's frequency is just connected to the moon, the stars, the universe. Let the world just, simplify itself. I imagine many of you feel the island energies and you just feel a calm vibration. You might not always be on. It depends on the island. Yeah, see how places like Puerto Rico, when you have egos that are trying to take over the world, based on the government, you'd be surprised. Yeah, so a short man's complex is going on in some of those places. But for an island, yes, the Caribbean, of course, that does have positive energy. The Caribbean has a lot of reptilian energy there. I think some of you have noticed that. But for the most part, the idea is to just look at the world in a more simpler way, not the easies, of course, because the world makes things very complicated. But you add more of a simplistic way of looking at things. Yes, you will find sometimes how to solve your problems, possibly. But the idea is removing stress. As you know, you're in a fast-paced reality, and yes, you can learn a great deal from it, but it does get kind of, you feel blocked, you feel just worn out, and that's some beings. Many of you are actually getting to more of a phase of connecting more to your higher dimensional energies, your higher Palladian self, higher dimensional selves altogether. There are many beings that are just trying to make life more stressful for you, so you can't see what's around you. You can't see the alien beings that are here looking right at you. Some of them are actually giggling, trying to cheer you up. It doesn't always work. There are actually a lot of rabbit beings that are trying to do that. Cat beings are kind of like cat beings are kind of like martial artists in the spirit realms. I mean, they know how to move vibrations around. They know how to shut things down, open things up. They're kind of like warriors here. They have no choice. They don't want to be warriors, but they have no choice to help the human race get through all this. So even the cat beings, even a canine being, they would more than happy to be a part. Just be like this. It was a canine world instead of a human world. Just a bunch of human canines going through all this. Of course, most of them probably feel like they're going crazy like you. But a lot of the alien animal beings are a feline race. Uh, they were more than happy to be part, be the ones going through this test. Instead of just humans here, you have feline beings here instead, or canine beings, and so on. But the human was chosen instead. So that's why you have your animals here to assist you through this. You're going through the human experience. You're going to have all the cats you can get, all the canines you can get, and get all the grasshoppers you want too. Those don't always help with stress. Sometimes they do for some people. Frogs are very good for stress. Of course, you have fish are sometimes good depending on the person. Rabbits are good. Of course, rabbits sometimes want to take over the household. Yes, you have this little rabbit that just wants to rule everything. It's humorous. That's some of you probably feel that vibration. It's like, yeah, this little rabbit, very cute. It's like, yes, I run your household. I'm like, who is this here again? So basically, you're seeing more, yes, beyond the veil of reality. Basically, humans here, as you know, take things too seriously. Some of you take it too seriously because you have to. Some of you just rather be just bonkers and crazy all day. But obviously, society is not exactly accepting that. So you have to just, okay, I'll just take this seriously. This is work. And so I'm ready to take it easy. So we're sending our vibrations to your reality. Can you connect to our species? We have different forms. So we're just going to leave it at that. So